Welcome to Practice Diary. So this week I want to introduce you to the idea of triad pairs. Now a triad is simply a three-note chord, like a simple major or minor chord, like for example C major, C, E and G. Now the idea of a triad pair is when you take two triads and you turn them into an exercise. Now they're great technical exercises, but they're also really good for coming up with lines. So you can use them to improvise bass lines, you can use them to improvise melodic solos. Let me show you just the basic idea of triad pairs. So if we take that C major triad, the easiest way to apply a triad pair would be to take another major triad that's a tone away, meaning 2 frets. So if I go 2 frets up from C, I get to D and I get another triad starting on the D. So D, F sharp and A. So that gives us 6 notes in total. C, E and G for the C major triad, D, F sharp and A for the D major triad. Now we can come up with different exercises based on those 6 notes. So, for example, I could start by going up on my C major triad, C, E, G, C, come down on my D major triad, D, A, F sharp, D. Then go up, keep moving up the neck, so the next position will be starting on the E, which is the 3rd of the C major triad, go up on the C major triad, come down on the D major triad, then up to the next note in the C major triad, which will be G, the 5th, go up on the C, come down on the D, and then you're back to really the first position, which was starting on the C, so you're just 1 octave above where you started, and so you can then repeat that as far as your bass neck will allow you to go. You could do a similar thing with triplets. So obviously there's 3 notes in a triad, so they kind of fit quite well with triplets. So you could do things like, and you can just come up with your own exercises. So just patterns using those notes, something like this. And it's really just about learning those basic triad shapes. So yeah, that's the basic idea of triad pairs. So as I say, great technical exercises to practice, good for learning your chord tones, but also you can use them to make lines with. So just say, for example, the reason I picked 2 triads that were a tone apart is because I'm thinking of them as being kind of chord 4 and chord 5 in a major key. So chord 4 and chord 5 use major triads. So in this case, C and D would be chord 4 and chord 5 in the key of G. So if I'm thinking anything that has a G major tonality, I could come up with lines using the C and the D major triads. So that could be a G major chord, it could be a C major chord, a D7 chord, A minor 7 chord, anything like that. So just say, for example, I was improvising a bass line on an A minor 7 groove. I could use those 2 triads, those triad pairs, to come up with fills and lines to fill in my bass line. So something like this. So that's the kind of basic concept with triad pairs, but obviously with any kind of harmonic concept like this, there's the basic application, which is what I've just shown you, but there's so many different places where you can take this. So I'm going to put out another video about these, a kind of part 2 video before too long, where I'm going to show you some of the more advanced applications of triad pairs and how you can use them to create some interesting harmony and some interesting lines. But today I just wanted to introduce the basic concept and show you some simple exercises that can get you practicing some of these ideas.